What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York, also a World Trichology Society certified trichologist, CEO and founder of Trichology 911 University, author of the protocol guide for hair loss pros, treatment plan, duplicates, top 10 best ways to lose your hair. And I am super excited to talk to you this rainy Friday morning in New York, from New York. And I want to talk to you about building as a trichologist. So good morning, everybody. I cannot see your comments, but I trust that you're doing well. So I want to talk about building as a trichologist. And the reason why I really want to talk about that is because these are the questions that I had when I was coming up. I'm not going to say I'm not still coming up, but when I first started, I had questions about building as a trichologist and how do you know what to build as a trichologist? Why? Because number one, good morning, Carla. Number one, when you are a new trichologist, a hair loss practitioner, somebody that's interested in trichology, you really have this thing where you are like, first, you're very excited. You're like super excited. You're like over the moon, over the top about your idea about what a trichologist should be, could be, is going to be, and where you fit in, right? But then you get this crazy feeling of overwhelm. Let me fix this. So you get this crazy feeling of overwhelm. It's like almost unbelievable. And the reason why it's almost unbelievable is because it's like sensory overload. You're like, okay, what products do I use? What tools do I use? What do I say? How am I supposed to sound? Right. So I have a friend that says, when she was looking at trichology, like it was just very dry. Everybody that she saw is like super dry. So it's like you completely change. I'm sorry. You completely change who you are and like your personality so that you can make it fit into so you can try to make it fit into what you think a trichologist is. Hey Joanna, hey Erica. And so you start to morph who you are, and you're supposed to change. You're supposed to do it for the better, but you're not supposed to lose your personality. You're not supposed to lose who you are. You should enhance the way you speak, but people should still know that you're you. Why? Because I can't figure this out. Okay, because when you start to change who you are like that, you really mess up because you lose your audience. You lose your audience because they're like, what are you talking about? So if your strong suit, and I learned this when I was going through a mentorship program and a mastermind, if your strong suit is like you funny, like be funny, like be you, do whatever you're doing. Do trichology from your standpoint and from your point of view. Hey, Mika. So I want to talk about building as a trichologist and how do you know what to build? Well, you have to really look at a few things because first of all, you are standing between two worlds. And I wrote some notes down. So if you see me looking to the side, I'm reading. Okay, saints? So you're transitioning between two worlds. So you're afraid to let go of sure money if you're a stylist. You're afraid to let go of sure money. And then because you're afraid to let go of sure money, then you're like, you don't really want to go to the next thing. So the first thing is that you're afraid. Well, first of all, you're in between two decisions, right? So you have to make a decision. And it's okay that there's no such thing as balance. There's no such thing as balance. Whatever you need to take care of at that point, that's just what it is. Because there's no such thing as balance. You get what I'm saying? So that's number one. So take the pressure off yourself. Number two, you're transitioning, right? So when you're transitioning, what you understand is that, you're trying to figure out what's your rhythm. There's a rhythm in trichology. There's a rhythm. There's a rhythm in deciding what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. There's some things that you're really good at as a stylist that may be contrary to what you believe as a trichologist. But guess what? That's where your creative stance comes in. Why? Because there is a healthy way for you to do it. And if by chance you cannot figure out the healthy way to do it, you're going to have to slow down. If it's not like readily available, you're going to have to slow down, scale back, and then come back and come up with a way. And that's where your innovation comes in. You want to come up with a way to do that thing that you have been doing, if it's ethical, trichologically sound, and do it a different way. And now you've created something different. Also, you're afraid to let go of shore money, right? So when you're afraid to let go of shore money, it's like a short thing, is better. It's like, wait, I know where my money coming from, right? But and don't let people play you and tell you it's not about the money. It actually is, because you're in business, right? But your motive, your mission is not money. Your mission is maybe to help people that have hair loss, scalp issues, and the like, right? So this is one thing that I wrote down. I thought it was pretty good. When you don't study, right? Because this is the thing. A lot of trichologists say to me that they don't know if what they're saying is true. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if I should be saying that. I don't want people to think that I know, like afraid to admit that I'm a trichologist, afraid to admit that this is what I do. This is the desired result, right? So you're afraid to say that you maybe grow hair. Maybe that you grow hair. You're afraid to say that not only that you grow hair, give me the brush. You're afraid to say, okay, I grow hair, or that I stop hair loss, or that I do such and such. So what happens is, what you don't study, you can't prove or disprove. What you don't study, you can't prove or disprove. So because of that, I need the other one. Because of that, you just don't study, or you don't study at all. And then you feel crazy when you're trying to talk. Go dump that out in the trash. You're afraid to talk and say what you know, because all you know is what you looked at on the paper. You haven't researched. You haven't really dug into it. So you messing yourself up. When you don't study, you can't prove or disprove what you say. You don't have anything to back it up. So we're talking about building as a trichologist. And when you don't know the ingredients and what they do, it's always a shot in the dark. What does that mean? If you're telling people based on a product brand, you should use such and such, because you should use wild growth oil because it has a lot of different minerals and vitamins in it. I'm just making up something, right? So then when you get a client or somebody that's maybe watching you on live and they say, well, what does it do? And you like, it works. Brush your hair down. It works. It works. How? How does it work? What is it? And if anybody's been in case studies, you already know. I'm like, how? How? What does it do? Why does it do it? What is it? So when you don't understand the ingredients, when you don't study that type of stuff, then when you get up and you're talking about a whole bunch of stuff you don't even know what you're talking about. Do you know that people know that, when you sound crazy? They know. But it's a difference between you don't know it by heart and when you study and you read and you wrote some notes and you looking down on your paper and you let them know this, and this. Not because you have committed it to memory, but you have it in front of you. That's different. So the point is, build what you believe. How do you build as a trichologist? You build what you believe. This is where knowing what you want to be in trichology comes into practice. Because if you know what you want to be as a trichologist, then you know the types of products that you're willing to use. You know the tools that you're willing to use. You know if you're willing to talk about nutrition. You know if you want to talk about or what kind of treatments you want to use. You know if you want to be a coach. You know if you want to be an advisor. You know if you want to be holistic. You know all of these things. You know all of these things. And once you know this, then you can build what you believe. If your thing is cranial prosthetics, why are you trying to do everything else and leave it? If your things is wigs and weaves, why are you trying to leave that where you making money and then start talking like this? Well, the mitochondria and the ATP of it all, that's stuff that you know, but that's not really you. Build what you believe. Know that stuff because it's important, but build what you believe. Don't use products and go and buy everything that you see somebody else have because they have it. The whole point is to be effective. Am I correct? The whole point is for you to be effective. If you're going to be effective, you have to be you. And that's real talk. You only delay what you doubt. So if you're still saying, and you know, I really hate, hey, use some headphones. Use some headphones. I really hate to step on toes, but not really. You only delay what you doubt. You don't want to put your rep on the line, right? Just in case it don't work, you want to make sure you don't say whatever, right? So I really hate when I see people that have so much potential and they always starting over. They always just let me just get it all and then I'm going. It hurts me. You know why? Because you never gonna be ready. That's like people that say we getting ready, that we saving up to have a kid. Yo, the bills, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do something, I understand being prepared, but being completely ready, it doesn't happen. So it's the same thing with building yourself in as a trichologist, right? Is that you delay what you doubt, right? You can't hear? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Get the other computer in the room. Girl, yes. For right now. So you delay what you doubt. So you sitting here talking about, I'm just putting stuff together. You sitting here and you saying, well, I don't really know about that. You sitting here and you saying, I'm not sure about that. How you gonna be sure if you don't leap, if you don't jump, if you don't get out there? How you gonna, how? Something's gotta give. When you gonna start? I don't know how many of you are going to be doing a 21-day challenge. That's not to teach you how to be a trichologist. It's about getting your business together behind the business. But you delay what you doubt. If you got your information and you went to school a year ago and you still not doing trichology, you delayed what you doubt. 3 years, 5 years. You know, you delaying what you doubt. That's like those chronic students. They always in school, and I love school. I love a good class, child. I be in your class. But some people do it as a crutch, and they do it for the simple fact that let me do this, and let me just, I'm just trying to get myself together. But you're not addressing your doubt. So what do you build as a trichologist? What are you what are you building as a you don't need this. You don't need that 21-day challenge. It's real simple stuff. But listen, if you're doubting, you need to address that. That's a mind block. That's a mindset block. What are you doubting? You're still you. If you was flat behind the chair, you about to be dope behind this desk. You yes, you are. It's about finding the balance because what happens is sometimes, right? You're like, okay, I'm about to be a trichologist. Now I got to just do everything different. No. So it's like this uneasiness of being you, introducing another element, and then make it make sense. So when I first became a trichologist, I thought that you know, I can't be funny. Oh no, the hair loss is not funny. It's not funny. It's devastating. And oh my God, Lord, I can't. And it's a serious matter. And you have to understand that the cellular level, and we understand it's cellular level, and we understand that we have to be serious and that we have to use the right terminology in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But then there's a way for me to ease down into who I am so I can say what I need to say, be professional, and still have humor. So, what is your thing? You know, what is your thing? You're only delaying because you're doubting. I want to challenge you not to doubt. You have today and tomorrow in October. Are your graphics done for the month of November? Mine are. They're also done for December because I did them already. You have a day and a half in October. Do you have your Black Friday stuff set up? Do you like, do you know what you're doing? Have you decided? Or are you going to keep pretending? You're going to keep playing with it. Don't play with it. You only delay what you doubt. Stop playing. So when I ask you, what kind of trichologist are you? Don't be everything. You can't be everything to everybody. But there's something that you are that gravitates people to you. Good morning. And that exact thing is the thing that you need to cultivate as a trichologist. What about you draws people to you? You can put that together with your trichology education and dominate, kill it, slay it. When people come to my class, I'm me. You gon' get a chuckle. You finna laugh. But then I'm gonna break down what I need to break down so that you get it. You only delay what you doubt. So if you're still lying to yourself and you're telling yourself that you're just gathering up the information, you just checking all the boxes, you just trying to make sure, sis, I'm here to tell you that you're lying. I'm here to tell you you're lying. You need yourself a coach. You need yourself a class. If you're not already established, you need to jump on this 21-day challenge. Stop standing in between two opinions. Stop standing in between two opinions, two thoughts. Make a decision and begin to develop yourself. That's my take on it. How do you know what to build as a trichologist? Build you. You don't have to be like anybody else. Absolutely. Abalore said, you will always be starting over and won't accomplish anything. And I have been there because I could talk. So I talk, and got tired of hearing myself saying what I was going to do. Maybe one day I was going to do, coming up with all the details, had it down to a science. I had to be like, Maisha, Shut up and move. Shut up and move. That's literally what I had to do. I had to be like, yo, like, be about it. I took 7 days and I was just quiet and I just was working on stuff. And then I noticed, wow, when I'm not talking and all in my head and lying to myself and all this other stuff and holding on to the crutch of I'm studying, I'm trying to put it together, I got a lot accomplished. And so somebody said the inner voice, that inner voice be the enemy. That inner me is the enemy. When you talk yourself out of stuff before you even started. I can't even explain to you how many times I quit trichology. How long it took me to get going. Quit. I was like, yo, I ain't doing this. Nobody want to hear me. I'm not doing that class. Nobody ain't gonna come to my class. I'm not writing that book. I'm not making no treatment plan forms. Why would I do that? People already know how to do it. People already know how to do that. Nobody want to buy something or patronize somebody named Maisha. I did all of it. I'm gonna change my name. I'm gonna change my look. I'm gonna change how I talk. And then I couldn't. Good morning. Sherelle's in the building. She did my promo video, y'all. So that video that y'all be seeing with me in the office and doing all that, she did that for me. But I just want to admonish you to keep going. What do you build as a trichologist? Build you. Keep going. It's just another arm to who you are. You're not somebody else. If you're doing it, it makes it more you. If you're doing it, it attaches another leg to what you're doing. Stop all that fronting and faking. What do you build as a trichologist? What kind of trichologist you want to be? Good morning. Stop going out here and buying everything you see. Everybody has, all trichologists have that. That's a lie. I know successful trichologists, they use 3 things because they know who they are. Cut that foolishness. You running up and down people's Instagram, you buying everything we got, and then you don't know what to do with it. Then you decide to quit, and now you stuck with $4,000 worth of tools, products, equipment. Because then you realize you didn't really want to be a trichologist. You just wanted to be important. And finally, this was something that would make you important and make you stand out because there were a lot of stylists around you and you just couldn't get your footing into seeing how you could be better. And so you went ahead with trichology because it looked exclusive, but you really didn't have a passion for it. I read you. So you did all that stuff and then you realized you didn't really want to be that. You just wanted to be accepted. You just wanted to be important finally. Build you. That's what happened. So some of us going to have to backtrack and realize I don't even really want to be a trichologist. I just really wanted to be important. I just really wanted somebody to come into my office with my lab coat and like kind of mistake me for a doctor. But if you really want to be a trichologist, if you really want to be successful in whatever field you're in, and you're not doing it because you're fighting with, who people said that you were not and you need to prove them wrong, study. You only delay what you doubt. Make a decision. There's no such thing as balance. Make a decision. You're transitioning between 2 worlds. I'm just going to read my bullet points. You're transitioning. It's not comfortable, but it's necessary. When you don't study, you can't prove or disprove what you're talking about. So anytime you open your mouth and say, well, because I don't know, it's because you don't study. Because there is nothing in this world that you do that you cannot study, that there is not information on. So if you're a trichologist and you tell me, well, because I really don't know what I'm talking about, and you didn't study and write notes down, nobody told you have to memorize it, but write it down so that you can read it and know what it is. Good morning. Guess what? It's your fault, and I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it. So what do you build? And how do you build as a trichologist? You got to build yourself. You are no different than you were as a stylist, as a nurse, right? You're still you. It's just another facet. It's another arm of who you are. And that's what makes you a real dope trichologist. That's what gets you the results. That's what helps you to be a solution. All right? I hope I helped you today. Remember, you only delay what you doubt. Stop doubting yourself. Those of you that signed up for the 21-day challenge, I can't wait. Starts on Sunday. It's $97. Yeah. And this is not to teach you trichology. This is not to teach you specific systems. It's just for you to put things in place and organize your trichology business in bite-sized pieces over the course of 21 days. And then on day 22, we'll have a private Zoom, and you can go over the questions that you have over that time. I hope I helped you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Friday, happy hair growing, and have a great day.